we're back. Welcome back, Infidels. Another week, another Brown. Here with Truthy.
Hello.
Yeah, we took a week off because I was in the Bay and also I was moving. It was a lot. There was a lot going on. The move is still kind of going on.
The Bay or the Bay or both?
The Bay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Off to a good start.
Off to a good start. Yeah. But yeah, the move is still kind of going on. We still don't have internet yet. This shit is wild.
You walked in on the phone with support.
Yes.
And hold on. You were on hold, I saw, for 20 minutes, and then a man told you you're going to wait a few days for a call back. So why don't you tell everyone from the beginning?
Okay, so here's what happened. We are on moving-wise. Me and my roommates, I'm moving with these comics. The Infidels know Brian Simpson, Hans Kim.
House?
High-level house.
Comedy house?
Comedy house.
Bro.
And this is how perfect. Oh no, I was about to say where it was, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't do that. But it's a great comedy house, right? We had everything set up like weeks in advance. We have the internet set up. We're gonna try to get that Google Fiber, right? We're gonna get that high-speed internet.
Google's the ones trolling you right now?
Yes, I was on the phone with Google. That's who I was on the phone with.
Bro,
Yeah.
why? Okay. Why did it fall on you to handle the internet in the first place?
Well, because no, it didn't fall on me. It's just that I'm the one that's like they're moving from so Hans just moved in and Brian's moving from LA. So
let's go.
Yeah. So it's like a thing, and I just took I want the internet too, so I just took it upon myself to call.
Do you guys have a yard to throw shows in?
Oh, we have a yard. It's fire. The house is fire. I can't wait. When we have a housewarming party. You're invited. You'll see the house.
Let's go.
You'll see the house.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You seem really excited about it.
I am excited about the house. I'm not excited about this internet situation. but so basically what had happened was through a series of missteps, the internet company messed up and put the wrong internet company, Google messed up and put the wrong address in for us. And so now I'm on the phone constantly just trying to correct the address. So what you saw there was at the tail end of an hour of being on the phone with them. This is hour 3 of being on the phone with them.
Google knows our addresses.
Yeah.
Let's be real. They know where we live.
For this one issue, it's insane. It's been so much. Here's the one thing I have noticed, and I have thought of this, and I'll pose this to you too, because I've been on tech support for 3 hours now in the past 3 days with Google, but I have noticed that none of the guys I'm getting are Indian. None of the guys. They're all of the. I had 2 guys and a girl. They're both clearly in America. All 3, clearly in America.
The roles have been switched.
Yeah.
It's a pissed off Indian guy on the phone with an incompetent white person.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going on.
2 for 2, baby.
It's dude. Okay, so now my question is though to you, when was the last time you called tech support and it was an Indian guy? Does it still happen?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, right?
You're actually right. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been like a few years.
I think that's how poor we've gotten as Americans, that they're like, we can just have tech support back in America.
Rural Americans are working tech support.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the second lady was a lady with a deep accent. And she was not very helpful, and I was like, this feels like a race thing. I told this to my roommate. I was like, that felt like a race thing. Because a lot of times, like, you just feel it where you're like, I mean, she's not being racist, but this is a race thing. I don't want to say inability. Her not want to help me was like,
Can I tell you who the best tech support workers are, though?
Who?
The best ones by far, and I'm just saying, typically are the African American women. And they're the smartest, the nicest, the most capable. Like, they're usually the ones in the past few years who end up fixing my internet.
Well, they understand more than anybody what it's like to have the system shit on you.
They're very empathetic, bro. They're really good people.
Yeah. If anyone knows what it's like to have the system shit on you, it's black women. But
they're so strong, dude. But yeah, tech support's been shitty. And how you were very nice at the end. But the answer you ended up with was, "We'll call you in a few days."
Yes. Well, I mean, I told him we're just gonna probably go for a company altogether. Like and I kept telling them like, hey, I'm trying to give you my business.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you and I've said many times like, hey, Like, I will
fake
take my
business. Let's start a fiber
Let's
business.
start a fiber business.
Local grassroots marketing.
Mom
and pop
fiber shop. But yeah, I was nice. I could have been so mean if I wanted to. I could have been so mean, and I chose not to.
You were really nice to
I
this
chose
guy
not-
who
Well-
like literally told you to go fuck yourself. He was like, "I'm sorry I've made you wait for a few hours. We're gonna call you in a few days."
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? I was nice to him because out of everyone, he was the nicest to me. He was the one that was actually like trying to get it done.
He was very sweet. You and him had like a brother.
We had a rapport. We had a rapport going. It's like, bro, thank you for at least like he told me like what went wrong with the other tickets I sent.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. So this is what they did. So my apartment, let's just say, and for the sake of argument, my apartment is number 5, right?
Yeah.
So unit 5.
Yeah.
So I said unit 5.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the person who took my first ticket put down unit E, as in if numbers and letters were interchangeable when it comes to apartments.
No, not.
And because of that, that ticket got rejected, but no one called to tell me. So I'm sitting on my ass waiting for them to respond.
A lot of
and
tickets.
Yeah. Dude,
Lot of
so many
tickets.
So many tickets. At least 4 separate tickets, dude. It's just
Tickets on. We're just human beings are just tickets.
dude, tickets on tickets on tickets. It's so
many tickets.
frustrating. But I have noticed that for a while that we haven't had like it's not a guarantee anymore that if you call tech support, you'll get an Indian guy.
Oh no.
That's not a guarantee anymore.
No, not at all.
But for a
The
while,
Bible Belt has turned into the Dial Belt.
Jesus Christ.
3 for 3.
Yeah, you're on one. You're on one right now. I'll tell you that right now.
They're all in Alabama just making phone calls for Google.
Yeah,
That's a decent. You're working from home.
right. But I mean, it does tell you like the level of poverty that's reached here.
Maybe Google pays decent for that job.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trust a large corporation to pay decent.
This is above my pay grade. I don't know how the world works, man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I don't assume call center jobs are the cushiest. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong. Maybe this is just me maybe being racist. But
Not cushy, but not as spiky as an Amazon job.
okay, yeah. Well, the
Amazon
job,
delivery or Google call center.
oh, Google call center
All
all
day.
day.
All day.
Oh,
I have friends who are postal service guys. That
Yeah.
job sucks.
yeah.
That's a hard job.
Well, especially Amazon. Amazon is wild. Amazon is a company. you could die. They don't care if you die on their floor.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit if you die, dude.
You die and Bezos is like, get back to work.
Yeah. How come find his corpse for not working, dude? That's
Can we, like those spiders with the robots, can we just turn him into a flesh robot? He's like, can we get the robots in here faster?
dude. It's crazy. Remember the tornado?
No.
There was a tornado, I believe, in Kentucky, and they didn't let their workers leave, and then a bunch of them died.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
Amazon kept their employees in a tornado.
Yeah, they
Oh.
don't give a shit about you. You think Amazon can't wait to... Amazon would piss on your body if that made them money. They would absolutely... And that's what they do. I mean, they do. There's a story I read literally today about how they're saying a worker died on their floor due to heat exhaustion. Amazon denies it.
Yeah.
But now they've installed a bunch of ACs in that and a bunch of fans in that warehouse. And they didn't have ACs and fans because that would cost money because Amazon is awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's you just feel for anyone who's working in those environments and like having to pay for their family that way and that being their only option.
Yeah.
There's also there's the fuck Amazon. There's also like the reality, which is that we need to create better. We do as a country need to quickly create, bring industry back in a way that like makes people's lives better or whatever.
Right.
We've ignored that.
Yeah, well, so yeah, so this is what I heard and I've read at college or whatever. I forgot where this theory came to me, but it's an interesting theory. So the United States at one point has all the manufacturing jobs, right? Or not all. That's how we rose to the number one power in the nation. We made everything.
We made everything.
Number one power in the nation. Number one power in the world. We made everything. That's how
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. And then what had happened was, so back then you would have people who would stay at their factory jobs for 50 years, And
Or they would open factories.
yeah, or right.
Guys could go reach multimillionaire status by working really hard and opening a factory.
All right, okay, but like, yeah, you could if you had the wherewithal to
That
do
shit
that, you
happened,
could do
yeah.
it, yes. But even then, like the average worker in like the 50s, maybe not the average worker, a worker in the 50s, you could work at a factory for many years, get a pension, and while you're there, also afford to have a house and children and car. You know what I mean? The nuclear family.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that used to be a thing. And then what I heard happen is that black people started getting those jobs as well. And then the black community started becoming upwardly mobile. Now, the U.S. has a very, very
Hell yeah.
long history of destroying upwardly mobile black communities. The
Really, it was nefarious, you think?
the firebombing.
This is I've never heard this concept of like what you're describing in factories, and like, is that why they?
Yeah, so
is there a racial component?
There's
to
a
that?
racial component to it for sure. They start sending the jobs out. They start flooding the black community with crack at the same time to make sure they stay down. It's all part of the plan, baby. That was that. As soon as they started
who's planning anything at the time? Or do you think it's the same people who like high up in the world, like the I guess people call it Illuminati, but like the rich people at
right?
Like how racist were rich people back then is a legitimate question, and what power like
yeah.
what?
I don't know how maybe if it was like that thought out, or like I said with the call center lady, where I don't know if she was racist, but it felt racial. Do you feel what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, you're not helping me because you know my name's Hassan Ahmad and you're not doing the best you can. Like, I can tell you're not doing the best you can. It's like that. It's like, well, these jobs are going to black people, or we can send them to cheaper overseas. Well, which one do we want, honestly? Do we want to help black Americans, or do we want more money? Obviously, we're going to take more money. And then flooding the community with crack was definitely pure. That was pure actual racism.
Yeah, I feel like feudal system is the way to go. Everybody, like, let's just grow food and give it to each other, and everybody just like the Amish have maybe like, despite their perhaps, I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but like the way they are with like having to be wholesome.
Oh,
the way
their stupidness. I tell you,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but they're obviously like. Hard on each other in a certain aspect, but like the way that they build their own communities and cook for each other, build each other's houses, I think all of that's amazing.
Right. So you're saying more communal living. The community. Well, we've talked about this. It's hard to build community nowadays when most of the workforce, instead of buying houses, these houses are being gobbled up by corporations. I think corporations own like a fifth of the houses in America now, something crazy like that. It's
wild.
Yeah. Well, they're being and then, so everyone's just a renter that's constantly moving. I've talked about this with my friends before. It's like, what's missing in a lot of current day America is a sense of community. But it's hard to build community when you're like, your lease is up in a year and you're like,
and your jobs are switching every year.
Yeah, or it's like, I don't want to live. It turns out this apartment complex sucks and I don't want to live here. Whereas if you buy a house, you live there for a while and you build a sense of community.
100%.
Yeah, so like that's being eroded, and I think that's also on purpose. They don't want you to be connected with your fellow human beings. They want you to be these automatons that go to work.
It's crazy.
I think it's a matter of time before we see Amazon sponsored housing, where if you work at Amazon, you get to live in a house, and maybe you have to work there 12 hours a day, but you get to live in a house. And I don't think we're very far from that, really. I think, and a lot of people are going to take that deal because you're going to have to feed your family. Like, it's not, at the end of the day, the people have to go where they can support their next.
If you had to, you would go to the Amazon housing.
If you absolutely had to, yeah. If I was in that situation.
And it was lit.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be lit. Amazon housing is going to be boring
What
as
if they
hell.
got, like, Xboxes in every room and... It's like those dystopian like shows where people are like on video games in those towers.
Well, yeah,
it gets there pretty quick, bro.
Yeah, that's what it would happen. You would go Amazon housing. You fit them all with like Oculuses and VR stuff, so they spend their free time in the virtual world, so they don't really get to know the people next to them. Like I said, you destroy the sense of community to build these automatons that work for you. And then you like, oh, here's this virtual world where you can pretend to be somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some Matrix type shit. Imagine if instead of the machines, the Matrix was just like Shell and Amazon and Facebook. Like the machine is just these corporations.
Yeah.
It's not the sentient being. I mean, I guess
it is a sentient. They're building sentient beings.
Well, I mean, it is technically. It's very much a sentient
AI.
being. It's not an AI. It's not a sentient AI.
I think you've hit the but it is. But it's really close. It's 15 years away. That's pretty damn close.
You think 15 years away? I feel like
15 years away before AI. Maybe we go to war with it. I'd say 15 years.
You think we go to? Oh man! First of all, if we ever go to war with AI, we're done. But
Elon Musk said that it's the worst problem on the planet. People don't even realize. No one's paying attention. I think he's building rockets so aggressively because he knows how fucked up the world's going to get.
But what is he going to do with the rockets?
Low
Bomb
key.
people's houses?
No, he's going to go to Mars.
Mars?
He's going to leave if we have to leave. He knows how dangerous AI is more than anyone in the world.
Right.
I think Elon Musk knows.
He is an AI.
But the reason, there's a lot of AI experts. Why does Elon Musk know the future? Because he is the guy who knows AI, knows how corporations will monetize it, and knows how the government will use it. That's the Elon magic no one wants to admit, whatever. He has whistleblowed about AI for 20 years. No one's ever listened to him. He went on Rogan. And so I think he knows like the world's heading in a direction where he needs to be able to save the world by leaving. That's all he works on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do think first of all, 15 years. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if AI like there was that article about some guy at Google who got fired for saying that Google
he
AI was
whistle blew,
sentient. Yeah, which I don't know if because it seems like he's a crazy conspiracy guy in general, but the fact that
No, he was a normal dude.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was a normal dude.
Well, I don't know if he was normal. I don't know if he was crazy. Either way, where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Oh, yeah.
If somebody working there, like let's say the AI isn't sentient, but its responses were so close to being sentient that this guy thought it was.
Yeah. Or what will people do with it? What will some weirdo do in the middle of nowhere with some AI thing that pisses it off? Like, wait a sec. These are all like, what happens when you give these to the idiots of planet Earth?
Yeah. I mean,
has that been calculated yet?
But once they're sentient, I think they'll just be like, oh, we're smarter than everybody here.
Every reply guy on Twitter is gonna get a robot that has an AR.
Oh, wow.
Come on!
Yeah.
Like, how is that not a problem? How is that not an issue,
did
bro?
you see the Boston Dynamics robot that they fitted a gun onto it? It's like, well, come on. Like, I see these videos of like, these Boston Dynamics, these robots that can jump and like it can tip over and it can do like a forward roll, and it's got like now they have those dogs with the fucking robot dogs with the guns on it. It's like, bro, these scientists have had to have watched a movie before. Like, you had to have seen a movie. Right? At a certain point, you'd have been like, you know, they've warned me about this. That the Black Mirror? Have they never watched an episode?
Have you never seen a movie?
Or have you ever had a discussion with
Toy
friends?
Story?
Yeah.
If you saw Toy Story, you should know that you should think about your actions before you do them.
Yeah. Like it's wild.
Fuck.
It's really like, damn. We just like even fictional mistakes in movies. We're doomed to repeat. That like.
How are these guys so smart that they can make the robots with the guns that they aren't smart enough to be like, maybe we shouldn't?
Man, but there's a lot of money in what you shouldn't do.
Money,
dude. Money makes the world go round until we don't exist
mutually
anymore.
Assured destruction.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy over here is gonna make it anyway.
Yeah, might as well us make it.
Here's $10 million. Come make us the robot.
That's the reality, is that someone was gonna make it, so might as well be the first one to make it.
That ain't right.
Yeah, I mean it ain't
They
right,
should
but it's
should
real.
have to hold a Twitter Spaces. Boston Dynamics, come get on Twitter Spaces.
Yeah.
Come test the waters. We'll do a podcast with you, Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, because everyone's like so pumped by them. It's like the guys creating genocide machines. We're stoked about.
It's like, what if the guys making the atom bomb were like live on Twitch making it?
Yeah. I mean, that would be hilarious if Oppenheimer was on. If you could give Oppenheimer like 2 bits, and you're like, well, that's donate to making the atomic bomb. Help us fight the Germans. Let's start a hype train to fight the Germans. If you were a tier 3 subscriber, I'll show you pictures of my feet. Like, that's exactly what it would
Aiden
be.
Ross is just raising money for Pearl Harbor back
for
in the
Pearl
day.
Harbor. He did it.
Because Aiden's like, yo, I need to participate in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
I'm going live on Twitch.
But yeah, it is that is the idea of that is fun.
This episode is nonsense so
Yeah,
I love
dude,
it.
It's all nonsense. It's always
really
been
good.
nonsense. You know what? It all started because I'm mad at Google. That's why. But yeah, this AI situation.
AI's coming for all of us.
Yeah, it's very real, and things are, I don't know. you know what got me onto like I don't fuck with this AI shit.
What?
Even though obviously I use it every day, but like I was this was a few years ago. My roommates got an Alexa, like one of the first Alexas that came out, and we were playing around with it when Alexa was first out. Ask it stupid questions. That was a huge, we love doing that, and so we were just asking stupid questions. And one day I asked Alexa, I said, Alexa, are you real or fake? And she went, oh, I'm 100% real.
Fuck.
And I was like, even though it's true, even though that might be a program response, I was like, that's too close. That's too close.
People should be like posting online.
I unplugged the Alexa.
People should be online posting like things with Alexa, like what she's doing. Like,
right.
Why are there no videos of them showing her in action on the internet?
Yeah.
Because she's a terrifying beast, probably. I don't know.
She is terrifying. Is that still recording over there?
No, I'm going to press record, though.
Okay. But yeah, no, Alexa is terrifying, and it is. I haven't used one since the and it would do that thing where it randomly turns on.
And everyone's like, it's not weaponized. Jeff Bezos is fine. Sure. But the fact that it exists means it could get in someone's hands and be weaponized.
It's also they're also selling your information.
It's bad, bro.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Well, okay, so now this is what I'm confused about, and I know nothing about this, right? So like we don't want these companies to sell our information, right?
Nope.
Right. But if all the companies are selling our information constantly, which is what seems like is what is happening, it seems like our information is getting sold unchecked, left and right. So isn't the best plan then to just overload them with information until they can't take it anymore? Death by 1,000 cuts? Instead of being like, well, you can't sell our information because they're already selling it that. Like people are like, don't download.
You're like, what do you give you? What do you give the people? Like, how much of it?
No. This is what I'm saying. People are like, don't download TikTok because the Chinese has your information, right?
Of course.
You should get rid of TikTok because the Chinese already has our information. They already have it. It's over. I have had a TikTok for 2 years now.
It's over.
It's over. They have what they need from me. So isn't the best, of course, option then to just keep posting TikToks until they're just overloaded with shit? Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, is the best course of option to dig so far deep you come out the other side?
Honestly,
or am I just not getting how it works?
I think that TikTok at some point in the future is going to like explode like a star. Like becoming this, I think it's going to implode. I think you're correct about every single thing you said.
Right.
And I think it is going to go deeper into I think society is embracing TikTok in a huge way. And I think that you're right in what they probably already have going on in there. Right. And I think it's going to I think the government at some point is going to step in, right?
Well, what would the government do?
Ban it in the U.S.
Yeah, but good luck.
For national security.
Good luck.
No, they could do it. Apple and Verizon, you're done.
They could do it, but like TikTok is the #1 platform for young people right now, right?
But it might be so dangerous for them that society embraces that we can't do it and we need to make something else.
It's over. It's already #1. But if you get rid of that, there will be anger, and in a way that I don't think you.
I know, but eventually, like we just said about Amazon housing, I'm telling you what's about to happen. The U.S. government will at first, it will seem attractive because social media sites will be public goods.
Right.
The government won't make them, but they'll be standing by to officiate. Okay, so we overcorrect. We make our own platforms for everything, but then the government can control those, and it's like it ends up making you overcorrect in the wrong. This technology forces a bad hand by the government in some ways.
Well, I mean, it's all about.
It's not their fault that it forces that hand for them, but that's what they're dealing with.
But I don't think the government can just get rid of TikTok that easy. Like yes, they can. Like physically, they can be like, no more TikTok, and
it sucks having to police the internet in a free country like the United States. But it sucks. That's complicated.
Let me get to my overall point though.
Yeah.
So, let's say the government tries to ban TikTok. I think the user base for TikTok in America is so big. It's #1. It's Gen Z's favorite social media app. That getting rid of it would cause so many problems. It would cause so much anger in that generation, especially, and to like people like me who use TikTok that's how we generate interest in our stuff, and we use that as a lifeline for our art. But here's the point I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
In 2011, do you remember the Arab Spring? Where
Nah.
all these so in 2011, all these Arab countries had revolutions. They started, a big starting point for the revolution is that the governments in Egypt especially, that's the one that comes to my head, tried to ban Facebook.
Whoa.
And the second they banned Facebook, the country rose up.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Social media is this whole different thing. It's this whole different thing. So if you try to ban the number one
but isn't
social
that really
media
about
app,
freedom?
that is about freedom. But this is what
But
I'm
what
saying.
if TikTok takes our freedom because we give our information to the Chinese government?
But it doesn't matter. We're giving our information to everybody anyway.
We need to reassess all that
our
for sure.
Our information's not ours.
I know. I've been worried about it lately.
Yeah.
I've been worried about that.
None of our information is ours.
I know.
So that's not like, oh, it's going to the Chinese government. Okay, as opposed to the American government, as if the American government, I trust them as well.
No.
I mean, I don't trust the Chinese government, but I also don't trust the American government. At least the Chinese government is giving me the better product. So if either way my information is going to be sold, give me the better product at the very least. If I'm going to be a slave to the machine, I'd rather be the machine that has cool dances and cool audios.
Yeah.
My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds, baby.
It folds.
It folds. TikTok gave me that. Yeah. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about
my ex got me like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Dude.
TikTok is a mess. Every time I go on there, it stresses me out. I'm glad.
Yeah, that's because you're old. That's an old person thing to
so
say.
old. I'm so old and so worried about what that. You know, I grew up on like really good cinema, like really like good shit, like Real World Las Vegas. That wholesome shit.
Right. Yeah, wholesome.
Steve having sex in a bathtub at the Wynn.
Right.
But TikTok's inappropriate.
TikTok's inappropriate. Yeah, TikTok is too much.
MTV, they should show, like, MTV's just praying no one puts their old clips on social media for the shit that they were pulling, bro.
Oh, man. Thank God for them. No one cares about them anymore. That's why.
Dude, what else is going on in your life? What else is on your
What's on my
brain?
mind?
We haven't talked in a few weeks.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? So we started talking about this because you just said this, and this reminded me of something. When you were like, oh, I grew up on MTV Real World and all that stuff. Remember Saturday morning cartoons?
Oh, man, that's a nice thing to bring with Captain Crunch.
Yeah, or just cereal or like
Saturday morning cartoon. That was the kids don't have that.
No,
the phones feel bad. Like we had something we felt that makes me so sad because we had something that literally made us jump out of our beds excited, and these kids literally are just like.
Well, they can have it any time, so there's no the excitement of Saturday is not there anymore. It's just like we're the last generation of people that of
delayed gratification.
Yeah, of just like, oh, you couldn't watch a show for your favorite show at all times. You had one time. You had Saturday morning. You could see those shows. And I mean, obviously, just that's how TV worked in general. You had 8 o'clock. I could see SpongeBob or whatever, right? But like Saturday morning cartoons was a thing.
It was a thing.
That was a thing.
It was like Johnny Bravo, right?
Yeah, that was part of it.
What else was on that?
There was so many. I believe Animaniacs might have been a Saturday
morning
cartoon.
Animaniacs slapped.
That's how I got
Damn.
that's how I got into anime, because Digimon was a Saturday morning cartoon.
Digimon.
Digital
monsters. Digimon are the champions.
Yeah, dude.
I played Digimon.
Yeah.
I was balling.
Yeah.
I love Digimon, bro. Digimon was really good.
Mm-hmm. It was really good, but it's like now it's like you have your whatever you want to watch at your fingertips all the time. I really do think, and this is Netflix or like these streaming services, they would really benefit from having like if Netflix or HBO Max had like an option where they created TV stations for you, like they were like, here's a bunch of fantasy shows and here's a bunch of shows, and you didn't pick. You just flipped in, you just tuned in, and you were just watching what they showed you. Yeah. I think that'd be very popular. I do miss that aspect of television of like, I hate going into it having to pick something sometimes. Bro, sometimes I just want to jump in the middle of Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
In the middle. Oh, this is the last 30 minutes of Taken. That's cool. That's cool. I wasn't planning on doing that. Now, because that's a good feeling when you turn on a movie and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm watching this movie.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah.
No one's dropping in the middle of anything anymore.
No.
And I miss having to not have to choose. Because sometimes you'll just sit there, and especially if you're not on a show,
Yeah, not having to choose was great.
Yeah, or you have to like figure out like what do I want.
Or is at times like Sports Center 3 p.m. bro.
Yeah.
We were looking forward to it, and you sit down and you just like that whole feeling was like really so much better than the way that all this other shit feels.
Yeah, the instant gratification is. I mean, that is the problem with instant gratification is that the longer you do it, the more it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the high you get, you're just chasing that dragon. Because when the first time you could stream everything, it was like, oh, this is amazing. Now it's like, oh, this is kind of overwhelming.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And the shows that do well are the shows that on streaming that release once a week now.
Yeah.
I like those shows. HBO does it a lot with their shows. Game of Thrones was like that. The new Game of Thrones was like that. I have it downloaded. Can't wait to watch it.
I just listen to Tim Dillon's pods. That's it.
Yeah, well, you go to podcasts. But even podcasts are like,
once a week,
but it's like, and it's like that. Good podcasts are at the same time every week. You know what I mean? Or like they're on it every week, and so it's like that. That's what people like.
Isn't it cool that Pardon My Take has been doing 3 a week for like 6 years now?
Yeah,
no one talks about
That's
that.
impressive.
They do 3 a week, and they're the best.
That's impressive.
Woo!
That's impressive.
Talk about going hard.
Yeah, well, once you can, you got to go hard in the paint.
I do 2 a week in the future.
Yeah, well,
we can go hard.
You have to get to the point. So this is a good lesson I learned because I used to do 2 a week with Dangerous Brown.
Yeah.
But I wasn't at the point where people wanted that quite yet.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I got there a little too early.
Yeah.
And so I've had to reset, and now it's been a little off center since then. But the overall point being is that like
we're gonna have to give our NFL recaps. I'm excited for the NFL recaps.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for the season.
Woo!
I'm excited for the season.
I think I'm gonna do some Zoom, like I'm gonna do some podcasting while watching games.
Yeah.
And just go live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to just watch the game.
Telling people what's happening.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't wait. Our college football starts this Saturday. That's always like, okay, football's back. Football's back. That's the first college football week. Is like, oh, we're back. Because the preseason is okay.
No one likes preseason.
Preseason's okay.
It's like, don't give me this fake football.
No, preseason. You know what you are? You're excited for the first game of preseason, and then you watch it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is why I don't like preseason.
Team, there's just like, and all the good plays are like, they don't count because like you give up earlier. You're not flying full speed into a.
And you're not exact. And sometimes you can tell. Well, especially there's no chess match in preseason.
No.
It's like because you're trying to see what these plays can do and what these players can do. So it's not like the fun of football where you're like, oh, he's doing this. What's the defense gonna do? None of that.
None.
The defense is gonna be like, I don't care. In preseason, the defense is like, I don't care if you get blown out 80 to.
Try to get a pick. Or
we're running cover 2 because we have to learn how to run cover 2.
Who can ball hawk?
Yeah. So it's like, you know, the offense. It doesn't matter what down and distance is. We have to run this play because I want to see what the right guard can do if he's someone we can have on the thing.
We need Nick Foles to throw some deep bombs.
Yeah.
In case he comes in.
Right. So it's like, the preseason is just like it's premature ejaculation. Like you're still fucking. But
pre-cum.
Yeah, but it's pre-cum.
It's dangerous, but not that dangerous.
Yeah, and no one's like super excited about it. I mean, it's better than not fucking. It's better than no cum.
People pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah, people are like, what?
Pre-cum, that's not actually a thing.
Yeah.
No, it is. It is.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited. Who do you think's all right? Early Super Bowl prediction.
Early?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think my sleeper pick and my favorite team is the Chargers.
Okay, that's a good sleeper pick.
I think the Chargers can make a deep run. I also,
I think the Chargers should move to Austin. Have we talked about this?
They should.
I think the Chargers should absolutely move to Austin.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Why? First of all,
they should change the name to the Bats.
No, it should still be the Chargers because Tesla.
You think?
It should be the Tesla Charger Dome.
The Tesla Charger.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Absolutely. But
Clip
also,
it.
Yeah.
The Tesla Charger Dome.
The Tesla Charger Dome.
I need it.
Yeah.
I fucking need it.
Also.
Woo. Wait, have you sent this email to anyone?
Yeah.
Tesla Charger Dome.
Yeah, it should absolutely
move them to Austin.
Yeah, because like also Austin is a growing city. You could use it. They love football here. Give it an NFL team.
Jacksonville has a team.
Yeah. Also, no
offense, Jacksonville.
No one gives a shit about the Chargers in LA. I've lived in LA for so long.
I love the Chargers.
Yeah, but no one.
I embrace them. The Chargers and the Rams came, and I was like, I picked Chargers.
That's you're like one of the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stated. No one cares about them.
I love
No
them.
one cares. LA, the Rams, people barely cared about. Now that they won a Super
Chargers
Bowl,
play more exciting football. You get to see Eckler doing 10 and ins and catching every single
the Rams
one.
won a Super Bowl, so that's neither here nor there. But now the fact that
I had to block it out emotionally.
Yeah, now the fact that the Rams won a Super Bowl, people in LA might start caring about them more. But even when no one cared about the Rams more than no one cared about the Chargers. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
No one gives a shit about the Chargers there. Why not move them to Austin, give them a fan base?
Yeah.
People in Austin would immediately say that. People here, the Austin soccer team,
Yep.
the MLS team they have out here now.
Yeah.
People, FC Austin, I think. People Austin
love
FC.
it.
People love them here because they're dying for professional sport here.
They're
It's a growing
dying for
city.
it.
They should move.
Chargers should come.
Yeah, Chargers should come.
Yep.
They're doing nothing in LA.
Nothing.
They stand no chance of gaining a fan base, really, unless they start a dynasty.
I think they're on the verge.
Of a dynasty?
Justin Herbert to Eckler can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe.
I promise you.
It can win a Super Bowl, maybe.
It can.
But a dynasty? A dynasty is a whole
Yes.
different thing. No.
I think Justin Herbert is like he reminds me of John Elway. The dude is born to win football games. He's a winner. He's like Ben Roethlisberger.
They didn't win this year.
He was a fucking rookie.
Second year. This was his
Yeah,
second
but he
year.
sat out the first year. He was injured.
He was injured for a lot of it. But either way, I will say this. I still think either way, because no one gave a shit about the Chargers in San Diego. I lived in San Diego too. No one gave a shit about them there. No one gives a shit about them in LA. Moving to Austin, there's a chance someone gives a shit about them.
You know who looks good?
I would care about the Chargers a lot if they moved here.
I would love them.
They would be my second team.
And Elon in the Tesla Charger Dome.
The Tesla Charger Dome. It's right there. It's right there.
He could shoot rockets off as fireworks.
Yeah. Send people to Mars at halftime.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's so much there.
Seat 35B.
Yeah.
You're going to Jupiter.
I mean, Elon's kids alone is a fan base.
Yeah.
That's enough. That's more people. Elon has more kids than the LA Chargers has fans now. So let's move them to Austin. That's all I'm saying. Who cares? They don't need to be in LA.
That's
They don't
true.
need to be in LA.
Come on down to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Chargers. Who are you looking at this year to win it?
Well, I'm a big Niners fan.
No chance. Zero chance.
Zero chance? I don't think zero chance.
Zero.
We made it. We made it to the NFC Championship game with a terrible
On
quarterback.
some freak plays, though.
We still made it there, didn't we? With a bad quarterback. Imagine if we had an average quarterback play.
Garoppolo balls.
No, Garoppolo balls.
He's not the problem. He's not the problem.
No,
Your receivers are the problem.
No, our receiver Debo. What do you mean? Debo is like one of the best receivers. Debo's all pro.
Yeah, but he doesn't have enough help to go like middle and like it's all up to Debo.
No, I know.
When anyone else on the 49ers catches a pass, you always go, "Oh my God!"
There's Kittle. There's Ayuk. I think that's a wrong take on the Niners. But
really? But
yeah,
the Chiefs were going to Tyreek Hill,
Yeah.
but then they had Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, I mean we didn't have Tyreek Hill, but we have a. Oh, sorry.
You got Kittle, but he's not the same kind of receiver that Kelsey. I don't know. They're great.
Yeah.
But
no, I do think the problem was our quarterback play. Absolutely.
he's like
Jimmy
unathletic in a weird way.
Jimmy G was bad last year.
I shouldn't say that because I'm a
right.
schlub.
Right,
but
well, look at us talking as we drink our sparkling water.
Jimmy G could beat both of us up.
Oh, no questions asked.
Same time.
Yeah. But he did not play well last year, especially in the playoffs. He did not play well.
Yeah, he was farting around.
Yeah, Jimmy G, I thought was a good quarterback, and then the ACL start happened the year before they went to the Super Bowl, and he's never been the same.
I think
since.
he's just too in his head. He's like trying to be too. I'm Jimmy G about it. When like to Tom Brady's credit, he's just dirty dog. He's playing in the mud. He's like, you got to get in the NFL. You got to be willing to get dirty with your tenacity.
Jimmy G is a pretty boy.
It's like, I got this. Like, you kind of don't. Like, Joe Burrow does a great job of locking in. Like, during a game, locked in, bro.
But, so, I mean, he was the problem last year. And if we have even decent quarterback play.
I'd love to see Burrow in San Francisco. God
we would have won the
damn
Super
it.
Bowl.
He could go there.
Our defense and our offensive line are way better than what he had. And if we had Joe Burrow, we would have won the Super Bowl. No question.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think if Trey Lance plays good,
Yep.
that's enough to get us. That's enough to have us be a contender.
100%.
Now Kyle Shanahan has to figure out how to coach the fourth quarter. That is also a big problem.
Yikes.
That is his kryptonite.
I feel bad that you brought that up for him.
The fourth quarter? Oh,
He's the biggest. Like, I didn't realize how bad his fourth quarter playoff stats were.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yeah, he doesn't just take his foot off the gas. He puts the car in reverse, and it's like, why? We're ahead. Why are you putting the car in reverse?
And at this point, even if he has a 20-point lead going into the fourth, you know you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel like Derek hit me up when we were up 10 in the
Yeah, I
NFC
remember that
Championship
happened.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like,
It's over.
He was like, you guys are going to the Super Bowl, and I was like, bro,
We're not.
we're not, we're not. And
Yeah.
on top of that, we were the guy when the Tart dropped the interception.
Yeah.
At the end
I
of the
remember
fourth,
that.
when
I
he
remember
dropped
that drop.
That would have won us the game.
Yeah.
And that's how far we came. We were dropping interception away with no quarterback play to go into the Super Bowl. So I'm not saying we're going to win it. There's a lot of people in our way, for sure. But are we a contender? I absolutely believe so. I think our defensive line is one of the best, if not the best in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, your defensive line is an absolute problem.
Yeah. And
Fucks up the whole thing.
Yeah, and our safeties, our secondary is good. Our linebackers are great.
You could beat a lot of teams.
We could beat a lot of teams. The Rams are a problem again.
Dude, Cooper Kupp and Jack Harlow are holding white people on their backs right now.
The Great White Hopes.
All we have left are Cooper Kupp and Jack Harlow.
They are the best of y'all. That's for sure.
Without them, Shawn Mendes is our guy. You know,
is Shawn Mendes white? His last name is Mendes.
Great question.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's
Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero. Although he kind of disappeared in the. Well, he was injured. That's not fair to him.
He just did a big podcast with Jake Paul this week.
Oh, really?
It was really good.
He's an interesting person.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Seems like a very nice guy.
All right. So this is the last thing because I gotta go soon, but we have to talk about this.
What's up?
The Salman Rushdie thing.
Fuck.
So what do you know about Salman Rushdie? What do you know?
I know that he's like a writer, somewhat of a ideist, like a philosopher, and he has written a bunch of things that pertain to like Middle Eastern cultures, and I know that I don't know shit about any of that stuff, and I know he got attacked.
Yes.
Viciously.
So he got attacked. I believe stabbed in the neck. The guy rushed the stage. Probably not the most appropriate place for a pun, but the guy.
Did not see that coming.
So
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, but so he wrote this book called The Titanic Verses. That was taken as an affront to Islam by the Ayatollah in Iran.
He wrote a book called Satanic Verses.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. But it was by the Ayatollah in Iran. Took that personally, I guess, called a fatwa on him, which means like a death. Basically, put a death sentence out on him. You got to kill Salman Rushdie, right?
Did he in the book? Was he? I mean, it sounds like a situation that, like.
No, if you I read the book and I was like, this is not like, it doesn't say anything bad about Islam at all, really. It's you know what's funny? Everyone would have forgotten about the book if the fatwa didn't happen. The book is okay. It's not Harry Potter. Do you feel what I'm saying? It's not like I didn't read the book and I was like, oh, this is a page turner. In fact, the only reason I finished the book is because of the context around it. As soon as I started reading it, I was like, I'm not feeling this book. It's not a bad book. It's not a great book. It would have faded into history if the fatwa didn't happen. But this is my overall thoughts on this. There is this problem within the overall Muslim community.
Yeah.
And I know I'm generalizing, and people like whenever you bring up sort of problems that go on with Muslims, people are like, oh, you're being Islamophobic. It's like no. Every group of every religion has its problems. And this big one that we have is whenever someone insults the religion artistically, whether it be through the Titanic Verses or the drawings of the Prophet Muhammad, there is a portion of Muslims who, instead of turning the other cheek, which is what you should do in that situation, who gives a shit, they go to violence. And they're like, we have to kill this person. They insulted us. We have to kill them. And that's, to me, that's crazy. And that's like, that has to be addressed. Like, you can't respond to art like that, I feel like if your response to someone artistically, quote unquote, insulting your religion is anger, that feels to me that your relationship with your God isn't one of faith, but is one of fear. That, like, if someone attacks my beliefs, or whatever I believe, I have faith in what I believe in. Maybe I'll hear them. Maybe I might get a little mad, but I won't get so mad that I want to kill them. If I get so mad that I want to kill them, that means in the back of my mind, I don't truly believe what I'm saying. I don't truly
Like
believe
your
it.
connection spiritually wouldn't allow you to kill someone.
No.
That's fair.
No, because I'm connected spiritually with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm connected spiritually. You want to hit that again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, hold on. 1 second. We're getting this set up. That one's good. Right. Okay, so the overall point, yeah, it's like, if you believe in the peace and the love and the thing, then, like, that sort of stuff shouldn't bother you enough to make you want to kill somebody. If you want to kill somebody, that in my mind, that's saying in the back of your head, you already have cracks in your foundation of faith.
You shouldn't ever want to kill someone else.
Yeah, but that's someone like pointing out.
But a lot of people do. Like the U.S. I mean, yes, this is a problem in this scenario, but there are a lot of people of many races
religions, yes.
and religions that are doing things like killing people, and I think you're right. I think everyone should stop. I don't think there's a reason for a human being to kill another human being. Period. That's like fundamental.
No, in defense, if someone's trying to kill you,
of course, but ideally, no one wants to kill each other.
Right. But yeah, and it's a
what other animals are out here fucking killing each other like
Chimps.
this? Chimps, yeah.
Yeah, our ancestors, our cousins.
Yeah.
But
you don't see dolphins beating each other to death.
Yeah, they do. Actually, dolphins kill
really?
for fun as well. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's actually one of the animals you chose that you shouldn't have chose. Actually, they actually murder for fun as well. Dolphins are motherfuckers.
Damn.
But yeah, it's just the overall point being is that, like, if someone points out something to you and you want, like, about your faith and you wanna hurt them, that means the cracks in your foundation are huge, and that, like, what this artist said is making your worldview crumble a little bit, that you have to delete them off the face of the earth to hold what you believe sacred. It's like a crazy thing. So, like, yeah, and it's across all religions as well. But I've just heard, because every time I bring this up, they're like, well, not all Muslims are like this. It's like, of course, 99% of Muslims aren't like
They're
this.
white kids shooting up schools, like, which is worse?
But regardless of what's worse, the overall point being is that, like, yes, it is, like, 99% of the Muslims are peaceful. But that 1% that's not publicly, is very publicly, you're murdering authors and shit. Like, there is part of the guy who stabbed Rushdie wasn't from the Middle East. He was from New Jersey.
But you know what I think happens?
You feel what I mean?
I was listening to a really smart podcast about this topic.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that, like, leaders in these communities sometimes, people around them want to prove their loyalty.
Right.
So the guys at the top aren't even the ones calling for things like this. It's some lower guys who want to get attention, and then some guys see it online.
Right.
It's this weird, like sometimes the guy at the top doesn't want to be as violent as the organization tries to be.
Yes, and that's what I mean. It's like, if the organization is leading to violence, then it's not really a religious organization.
It's a loyal.
Really.
It's how people, like, sometimes express their loyalty to something. But, like, you know, that's like a deeper look in the, because it was like a national security type guy explaining some situations. I was like, that makes sense. Like,
right.
Like, Xi Jinping might not want to go to war against Taiwan, but everyone around him wants to impress with their loyalty.
Right.
And a war gets started. Like, who knows how he feels at night? But, like, some things are bigger than just people, you know?
Right. And that's what I mean. It's like he did this out of the sense of his relationship with his Muslim community, and it's like, and I truly believe this. If we just learned to, like, when people publicly, or not, I don't want to say, but people publicly criticize, if we just learn to turn the other cheek, bro, Muslims would, like, rule the world.
Society needs to get past it. Like people need to get over
their beliefs,
judging Muslims for violence, because white people in America right now. Like, I remember growing up in the United States, and every few months on the news, you'd hear of some sort of suicide bombing in the Middle East, okay?
Right.
And when I was a kid in the U.S. in the 90s, it seemed extremely intense. And now I'm an adult in the United States, and what's happening here is 10 times worse than that.
No, it's not 10 times worse. It's exactly the same as what's happening there. The extremist groups it's exactly the same. Oh,
like, white kids shooting up elementary schools, to me, is like, we can't, like, do people need to get over people's, like, races and religions?
Hey, yo.
So whack.
Osama won Like, in terms of sowing fear in America through 9/11, he won.
What do you mean? It was like the worst terrorist attack of all time in the world ever. It was the worst attack of all time.
Yeah, but on top of that, it's like it accelerated this Christian nationalism, which, if you look at Christian nationalism, is pretty much a mirror image of Muslim nationalism all the way over there. Like what the radical right does in America with the Bible thumping and the guns, it's no different than the Quran thumping and the guns over there. It's exactly the same. The subjugation of women, it's exactly the same. Like,
it's the same.
Like
It's the same.
The
fucking
Muslims
thing.
didn't have to invade for Sharia law to come. They just had to incept the idea.
Yeah.
And it came. It's here. It's here now. Like, it's here. Like, I look
Andrew Tate's gonna write the new United States Sharia law.
Yeah, dude. I mean, for real though.
Those fuckers would listen to him.
He's like the Imam Tate. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's the sort of, like, that's what they should call these people. They should call the people on the right. You just call them imams. It's like that's what they're bringing over. Just another branch of Sharia law. So it's like they won. So it's like, you know,
subjugation's a good word.
As you know, as an American Muslim, I'm horrified. But as a Muslim, I'm kind of like, damn, look at us. We did it. We did it.
I mean, people who wanted to see. I think the irony is that America, you know, while we have been under attack by not only 9/11, Russian cyber warfare into our elections, whatever happens moving forward, at the end of the day, we haven't been able to, like, organize ourselves and fix our problems, which I think we will. We're going to have to take a hard look in the mirror at some point as a country. Right. Everyone who's left the United States, after whatever goes down, like, there will be something will come out of it, hopefully positive.
Yeah. Eventually, but it's.
You're right though. This country, like, the biggest danger has become ourselves.
They call it Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda. That's what it's here. It's here. In fact, there is a white supremacist group called the Base, which translates to Al-Qaeda in Arabic. Bro, it's like you can't even write satire at this point. It's like, oh, it's here. It's here.
I mean, it's an interesting thing to keep tabs on, along with everything else.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna have to. I mean, as you know, like we said this before, things are only gonna get worse before they get better. So we'll see. He rushed the stage.
He rushed the stage. I hope he's okay, and I hope everybody calms down.
Yeah.
I just wish everyone peace.
I mean, him being okay is attainable. Everyone coming down, totally not attainable.
Totally not attainable. Doesn't mean I love saying it out loud though. It just tastes good.
I gotta head out to my show.
Yep.
Infidels, I love you guys. We'll see you soon.